If Picasso played bass. If Picasso played bass.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us another Detroit bass player. And give us your name, sir.
James Formey.
James Formey.
Yep.
And also, he's hanging out with us in the basement. About to do an interview with us. Also hanging out in the basement is Mr. John Sargent on guitar. We also have
Richard Arrington.
James Francis.
Alzheimer's kicking in now.
Bass Pimp.
Bass Pope. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we also have with us Mr. F. Sharp.
That's right.
And his daughter.
Janae Sharp.
And Janae Sharp. I almost got it. I'll have it next time. And how you doing, bruh? That's a nice bass sound you got there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's alright.
This is
Thanks, man. It's alright.
Well, I'm not even going to try to compete with these guys. This is a basic Olympic. This is their bottom of the line Olympic, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. A Swainer, 6-piece Swainer.
Yeah, and this one is a set neck.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's beautiful.
I love it. Now, a lot of times they say these things don't sound good unless you use their strings, but I'm using the Kim Smith strings. Man, it's nice. Very nice.
I played, what was his name? Was it Carl Homeboy Holmes?
Yeah.
He got an Olympic, and that was the cleanest B string I ever played in my life. I didn't even believe it was a B string. I'm going to have to take a feel of that one in a second. Now, is that the only bass you got with you today?
I brought the 7 with me.
Only one. You
got the 7 shooter with me.
Look at that.
Oh man, I can't get that whole thing in the camera.
Do the big head first.
That's a 7-string.
And slide it on up.
Wow, that is crazy.
Take it around.
7-string.
Spin it around. See what you got.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that in a minute.
I can ask a string question. How many did you try before you settled on the Smith strings?
Probably 15 different sets, and I bugged maybe 100 people, including my man Pope. I probably bugged you about it when I saw you out here and there. Kerry Lacey, Harrington. I mean, all these guys have been great in giving me info and the whole nine. It's just, I wish I knew these guys before. The thing is, I don't even consider myself a musician. I'm the guy that they call at the last minute to do, to fill in. I have a group call me, hey man, we need a bass player. I'm like, I don't think anything of it, you know, I want to have fun.
But you're getting called.
I go through the gig.
If you weren't musicians, they wouldn't be called.
Well, no, wait. Now here's the scary part, in which I wish I could do. I'm always going to these things nervous. Because I don't know you don't know what you're walking into. I would like to go to a gig comfortable, ready to have fun, eat, you know, enjoy the band. I go in, I see Charge, I thought, oh God, this is crazy. And I'm just playing the roots, trying to get through. I do the gig. Don't even ask questions. A few months later, they call me back through the gig. And this is a true story. And the guy actually pulled me over to the side at the second gig. He says, hey, I didn't pay you for the last gig, did I? My ears lit like, what? You get paid? I'm like, oh, I'm down with this. I said, no, sir, I didn't. He said, well, we got you covered. Dude ripped out $485 for me. And I'm like, what? What?
Excellent. Nice gig.
No, then he threw me another $200 after the thing was over. Because I was so geeked I had money, man. I was doing all kind of, I know I ain't going to get called back.
That's why I called you back. Well, see, that's your musicianship. There was an article, guitarist Howard Roberts was doing studio sessions. And so he got called up, you know, got there in about an hour or so, had about 10 minutes to look over the chart. So they started off on their first take. Some bad notes rang out, so, you know, conductor stopped and went around everybody, what happened. They got to Howard Roberts to ask him what's going on. He said, well, the copyist had made some errors in copying the chart, but I corrected those as I went along. So again, the fact that you're getting called, they recognize what you got. So brother, I want you to recognize what you got. I mean, not get a big head, man, but still, you got something there, man. They call it down, and you got green in your pocket.
You know what?
Right.
I just want to have fun, man. You know, because a lot of times, a lot of guys I grew up with, they're dead, they're gone. I just want to have fun, man. You know, and a lot of these guys, they know me, they see me out. They probably I didn't hear him play until recently. We've known each other. How did we meet?
Who is him? Who is him?
Mr. Pope. I don't even know how we met.
We met at Guitar Center.
You sure?
I think it was at Guitar Center.
I think it was maybe at a guitar show. It was through Jake or Brothers from
No, it was at Mars. Wow. When there was Mars Music. We met at Mars Music. Yeah, that's when I got that lick from. Yeah, $100. We met at Mars Music.
I still have a Washburn acoustic guitar. I bought the one in, was it Northville?
Right. Yep.
Northville.
I think that was it.
Northville or Southfield? I don't remember.
Southfield.
But yeah, that's when we met. We met at Mars, yeah. And then we didn't see each other again for, it was years.
It was years, man.
Then we found out about Lowdown Sound.
That was the hang-up.
That was the hang-up.
I hate I missed that, man.
Don't be worried about it. You know, somebody gonna open a door.
Man, I'm coming into this stuff late.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah. You know, Jay, he's my guitar player. My guitar player work together. He was my guitar player. They work in Christ. And man, my wife loves that anyway.
Jake, if you working on a little tune, I guess he probably got the demo sitting in his basement somewhere.
Does not consider himself a musician. But yeah, he's got that old demo. We actually put a guitar line to it.
Yeah.
He says, "Why are you playing chords?" I said, "I'm bored. I don't know what's doing." So
because the instrument is capable of playing chords, that's why you play it.
All right, well, let me ask you a few questions, man.
Original question.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing an interview with
sorry,
you.
man.
You know, one of the first questions I like to always ask is, when did you start playing the bass and why?
Man, you shouldn't ask that question.
I should have.
You started answering.
No, yeah. See, you busting me out. See, I was little pooter, very little. I remember grade school fondly. My mother or my sister, somebody gave me this little cheap plastic guitar you get at the toy store.
Mm-hmm.
Show and Tell was coming up.
Oh boy.
So I took this little guitar to Show and Tell. But as I started getting on it, the bridge would pop out. Poing! But I put it back. I'd be on there. Then I had a little song. Yeah, my mama loved me. And twang, this thing would pop back out. I did that all the way through the whole little Show and Tell, and the kids were bamming on their desks, and yeah, oh, we grooving. Twang! It'll pop out. They keep the drum line going. I'd put it back in, and
Experimental intonation.
and that was it.
Right.
But what drew me to bass, and I'm gonna tell my age, there was a keyboard guy named Lonnie Smith. My mother had an album, and she played the heck out of this Lonnie Smith album.
Think. Was that it?
It was a black cover thing.
Think.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
That dude, he was playing the bass line with his feet, but I didn't know it at the time. And that was such a rich bass line. And then all the guys around me and my babysitter's sons, they were playing bands, and all of a sudden they played the song Grazing in the Grass.
Ooh.
Man, why did I hear that? It was on from there. It was just ridiculous.
You just had to start playing the bass, huh?
Well, no, I was playing the cornet, trumpet, and then played guitar. And Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine. I started playing the bass lines for that, and that was it. So it took off from there. So it was funny. But I never considered myself this quote-unquote musician. I was just out having fun. And little kids would call me up, play talent shows, and my first song around a crowd, and that kind of scared me too. As a kid, when you do a talent show, you see this big, expansive space. Okay, you think, wow, I'm going to have to, I'm scared to death. How am I going to get through this? And I came in with a little 12. I didn't know I was poor. I come rolling in with this little 12 thinking, oh man, we're going to have fun. Man, these guys said, no, you need a real rig, man. I said, what's a real rig? And this dude, they're coming in with kids. I'm like, where the hell are they getting this? These are kids, man. So the guy let me plug into his stuff. Just before the thing started, we played Cool in the Game, Jungle Boogie. Man, all of a sudden, the guy, everybody in the auditorium scooched their chairs to the stage. I had never seen that before. So I scooched back to the back. I'm like, what the hell are we getting ready to do? Man, I was scared to death. As soon as I hit the first note, it was on. So we played Chicago, that, and one other tune, and so yeah, I got
Butterfly just flew away.
After the first 4 notes, I had it. But I stayed right. What was funny is, you do all these little chops and you have fun, but when you want to communicate with other band members or other people, just in general, you want to stay in your respective pocket, or you know your role. So I kind of knew that early on.
Know your role. Know your role.
Yes, there you go.
You know, I don't care what you do. You got to know the role.
Maturity. That's all. Musical maturity. That's all it is. You can go,
it goes
but you know when to
back
go.
to playing those single notes on the ballads.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. The ballads. Yeah, because Shaka Khan, all her tunes, the bass player was really right on the run when the ballads were slow, and it made you take time to say, hey, now that's a good tone. Let's follow that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah.
It just has to groove and work.
Yeah, she's responsible for me tearing up my mom's first stereo. Because, you know, like I said, being poor, I didn't know I was poor, but you want to learn the tunes. And I think Pope, you said you turned it down to 33 or whatnot?
Slow it down, speed it
Shoot,
up.
man, I was hardcore. I was lifting the needle. Man, I was wearing them styluses out, man. And she like, wow, I don't believe what you did to this kid. And you know, back then, you had the TV with the radio, and you wearing it out. Yeah, there you go. Oh, 8-track was the worst to learn the song.
Be right in the middle.
Go all the way around.
Or not go all the way around. If you had one that would do reverse, you have to put the other song on, fast forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Where that song was.
Now y'all know y'all old guys.
What?
We talking about 8-track.
You wanted to play.
Yeah, I hate pressing fast forward on a CD player.
Well, he hates that CD player.
I hate taking my bass tuner and slowing it down.
But you know what? See, what the deal is like the cassette is the Darth Vader of. He is the father of the CD player.
Right. Yeah, but like y'all right. Well, by any means necessary. Nowadays the kids have the MP3 with automatic slow downers or Audacity software.
We're sitting at a practice and somebody says, "Hey, why don't we play this song?"
Pull it up on the phone.
Yeah, pull it up on the phone. It's downloaded forever. You want it? Here, let me email it to you.
And yeah, back I remember the 45.
Oh yeah.
The 8-track. James Brown, Carl Carlton's putting those records on and trying to learn them. Put the record on, get a few notes, put the record on. It's a whole different ball game now. But it's all fun. So you got this bass right here. We looked at the other one. What's the other thing you got there? Let me hear what it sounds like, man.
You know, let's switch them up.
Let's do that.
I mean, what is that, man?
See, this is my quest to be individualized.
You got it.
You got the Pope sound, you got the Ives sound, you got all these banging big sounds, and just trying to be unique. And I guess I was looking for a challenge too. So.
Yeah, whatever it is. That's just a unnecessary challenge. I mean, come on, 7?
You know what? For this, I kind of like Shaka Khan has a bass player. I forget his name, but he plays.
You talking about Delvin Davis.
Okay, he plays a 7-string Ken Smith, and he had this exotic pedal that just. Oh man, that was crazy, man. And now he's got about 4 of them.
Yeah.
So he's on to something.
There's another cat that plays 7s now. I heard him with George Duke, Larry Kemp.
Yeah.
But you know, the yellow jackets.
But you know.
Well, he plays them too.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a contradiction though. I'm playing these 6 strings, but my biggest bass fans are like Michelle and Delicacello, a guy named Richard Bonner. Bonet? Yeah. Okay. Gary Willis, man. Pentatonic Freak, man. Oh, man. Matter of fact, that's who signed this for me, so.
Who, Gary Willis?
He signed it for you,
Yeah, man, that guy.
That's bad. What's the name of that group he used to play with?
Tribal Tech.
Yeah, Tribal Tech.
Somewhere in Pontiac, upstairs somewhere. Where's that? in Pontiac. You go
Grits
upstairs.
Grill?
Where?
Grits Grill?
Clutch Cargo?
Yeah, you go in downtown Pontiac and you go some steps, and bam, there's a theater somewhere up there. I went to check out Tribal Tech up there.
That was now that had to be recent.
It was? No.
That was some years ago.
No, but you said he signed. No, that was the first time you seen him. He signed your bass. I said, when did he sign your bass?
Oh, I took a piece of film with me and he signed that, and then I put the film on the bass.
Oh, okay.
See, you know, hey, I must tell you, now, see, I'm still poor. And what I do, I can't lump you.
Yeah, keep calling yourself.
No, listen.
When do I call you? Every time I call you.
Man, I don't even want to go with that, man. Because, you know, it's all illusional. It's all illusional.
Money, cash,
Do you see these shoes, man? Come on, dude.
The Bible says, call those things that be not as though they are. So quit calling yourself.
Yeah, his poor might be my rich, you know?
Here we go.
I keep calling you that.
Exactly. But I know you were. The last line of
Oh, you know.
Hey, look.
And I was just getting comfortable with this interview.
There's a movie called Babette's Feast. The last line in there, she says, artist is never poor.
Alright, so what kind of bass is this, man? I've been trying to get you to answer that question for
and I'm sorry. It's
3 hours.
They're shooting it at me so much. This is from California. This is a company called BASSmint out of California. And what this guy tells me, the guy's name is Rob, he tells me he sends all his plans, woods, the whole nine, send it to Korea, specs. They make it the spec for him. Then they make the bass, send the bass back to him, and he does this really cool setup. I don't know if he puts it on a plec machine or whatever, but this setup is crazy. I mean, it's crazier than that, actually. And I haven't had to touch this thing, and I had it, what, 2 or 3 months now? And the neck is perfectly straight. There's no lid or hairline bow. You know how we all argue theory, how your stuff should be set up. There's no bow. This thing is straight. It's crazy.
So you ain't got no relief in it at all?
None. It's straight. And
single truss rod or double with that?
I was just going to ask that.
This is a double truss rod.
Okay.
It's double truss.
It's a seven.
Yeah, but that's a double. Yeah, double truss rod.
A lot of wood.
Yeah.
And what's funny though, and then talking to the gang in Detroit, all you big guns, you know, they say certain woods will mix, certain woods won't mix. And in doing this, like I said, I was going to go out here and get this wind bass, Brubaker, all this. You guys kept telling me, man, don't spend that crazy money. He said, if you got the gift, don't worry about it.
Right.
You know, be conservative about what you do. So I ended up with this. Maple, swamp ash.
Yep.
Done. And then when you look at all the big guns, that's what they're using. Something simple, they're not going way off the spectrum. Bam.
That's what Fender started with, and that's what they're still doing. The swamp ash or alder, and then maple neck. Standard.
Okay, so because it's a 7-string, most the average tuning for a 6-string is a low B and a high C, right? And all other stuff in between. What kind of tuning are you using for your 7th string?
It's a standard setup, no tricks to it. Low B, E, A, D, G, C, F.
So you got a high F on that.
High F, yes.
Now, what good is the 7-string bass for you?
I don't know yet, because I did it as a challenge, just to try to take myself to another creative level. The funny part is, musically, when you're trying to find yourself, do you challenge yourself? Which direction do you go in? What do you want to sound like? What's your tone? And as you know here, all you guys got such a beautiful, special tone. It makes it hard for anyone, like, where do you find yourself? It's sort of like a personality thing. Where do you find yourself? Like a drummer, you know, how do you set that snare? Should I go piccolo? Should I, let me go big in 70s? You know, it's really difficult. This thing, I'm hoping will give me everything. By the way, his preamp, as you can see here, it's whisper quiet. This is scary. 18 volt preamp. It's a BASSmint preamp. Push pull, active passive, pan sweep, mid cut boost, bass cut boost, treble cut boost. Now, this is nothing compared to what else he's got. He's got his active passive set up that his passive has mid, bass, treble, and it has 2 switches that cut and pull out. And I'm thinking, wow, that's sick. How's a brother gonna afford that? And I went online and looked at it. I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, they're not super expensive.
No.
Well, how much?
I mean, they're still expensive.
Oh, you're familiar with them then?
A little bit.
Well, how much are
we
they?
talked about them on Talk Bass
His preamp, this actually emulates like a Bartolini. His preamp is going for like $94, $95 max with some tricks and toys to it.
Now,
This bass was under a grand, huh?
Are those pick up single coil?
These are
That's unheard of.
these are humbucking.
Okay.
Dual coil.
That was a grand?
Under a grand.
Under a grand.
Under a grand.
The whole bass? The whole bass.
Whole bass.
Are you serious?
We're talking about shipping and everything else to Japan and back. Yeah.
Under a grand.
Before we leave,
This is something I gotta.
Arizona-based company. Guy takes basses. A lot of times he just takes a stock bass he bought off the shelf, mods them out, puts his own emblem on them, and sells them.
We talked. We
Oh man, we
checked,
talked.
We checked,
man.
They were starting at.
We were in Spain, weren't we?
They
When we
were
were
starting at 47,
easy.
40.
And that's with the bum buster pickups and bum buster electronics, bass treble, volume, you take a screwdriver, any kind of thing. That's all you're getting. And matter of fact, Brubaker, man, the Brubaker bass is a bad bass.
Bad bass.
But man, let's put it this way. We had a miscommunication in pricing. He sent me one price, and then suddenly the price dramatically jumped. But when I had the first quote, I was like, yeah, I'm the man. Who the man? And he calls me back, and I get this, man, I'm really sorry, but I don't know what I was doing. I said, oh, bull crap. I wish I had this on writing. And then it dawned to me, he sent me an email of it. I'm like, man, I should stick him to this, because it was like 32 we were talking.
And he went up.
Oh, yeah, 6K easy.
Oh, yeah.
Six. Easy. Now, that wasn't even with it was 6K with the black net.
Yeah.
But I wanted it all clear. I wanted to see all the wood, so that would have been even more money. I'm like, nice knowing you, but I can't do that.
Wow. What did the Conklin 7 strings go for? The Groove Tools?
Yeah, but that's a distinctive sound too, though. You know, you can kind of tell when the guys.
I'm not sure, because they're not there. They were never that high.
They weren't.
I played one at
After this, you get the Buddha. You get the Buddha series. That's when you start paying money.
Yeah, this was just, I played it like Groove Tools, whatever the.
Yeah, those are bolt-on stuff. Those are cheap, pretty cheap. When you start getting the next through Bill Dickens series, they can start costing some money.
I got a question about, I'm not a professional bass player, nothing. You see on my guitar, my electronics is very simple. And the music industry now is having all of this a requirement nowadays. You go to the studio, they're asking you to be able to have this much control over your sound.
Basically, having that much control is what you're going to do in the studio and then what you're going to do live. When I go in the studio, a lot of times I use this in the studio. And my orange bass I use every once in a while in the studio, but when I play live, I play my orange bass because that's my sound when I play live. But it's two different things. Yep. What you sound like in the studio is not always what you're going to sound like even with the same bass.
Yep.
You see, I've always thought that what you do in the studio, you should be sounding like that way live or vice versa. That's why, to me, simple is better. When I get done, when it's my turn up, I put that bass on the floor, but simple is better. This stuff to me scares me. I still got a razor phone. They call these Cellosauruses now. I don't want a phone that's smarter than me, but all of this stuff you got.
What you just said, it always comes down to, and it makes no difference, whether it be chord-wise, whether it's this chord or this chord, it's always going to come down to what do you like. Even when you go in the studio, if you're playing for somebody, you come in and they tell you, here's what you could come in with one bass and they go, you know what, I need a Music Man sound on this. So now you just went to Music Man, or either they'll say I need a P bass, or either I need a jazz.
And now here's the flip to that. And the guy from California thought about that. You go passive. Now you turn it up. It's clean.
Right.
He plugs in what he wants. Done deal. There's no need for 2 or 3 basses.
But the parameters for recording are a lot different. They all want the clean sound to process.
Absolutely, and that's
but
what
when you're playing live, especially when you're playing in a situation like this, you need clarity and cutting power. You got to cut over a whole bunch.
See, the thing is, like the studio, like on my bass, I have a passive active. So I go to the studio, I usually run passive. So you want to get the fattest, most organic sound possible. Because they can do whatever they want to your bass after the mix.
Yeah.
So I use that same bass live, so when I'm looking at it live, I can pull up where I want to pull up. Either by the hand or with the amp or the back there.
I was just asking, not criticizing, but this kind of stuff scares me. Simple is better for me.
But the whole thing is, see, and that's the difference in you know what you like. And you know what you're gonna go. What he likes ain't gonna be what you like. If some guy he likes 6 or 7 string, we were just talking about it. We went 5, and now it's people going back to 4.
Going back to 4.
I gotta get another 4.
Yeah, some people, you know, some people
I mean, I went a
actually,
long time without 4s. Time to go back.
some people actually think anything more than 4 strings is not a bass anymore. Some people actually feel like that.
Tony Levin, Tony Levin said, look, if you got a G string, you might as well be a stripper.
Well, you have to look at modern music, though. Modern music, the range has extended below the E string. So most modern music has done that. And even what Wagner, when he was writing his range cycles, he had that 12-foot double bass.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned this. We were just talking about this in the Guitar Center the other day. This guy was telling me, he said, look, he said, you got a 5. He said, these guys are doing thump lines and this, that, and the other. He said, if you look at the biggest songs that have sold the most money, 4-string.
Yep.
4-string bass, the most money being made is guys who've been playing 4-string bass. Or the biggest songs that have been out.
That's the money maker right
That's
there.
the money maker.
Because you figure all your big guys, Will Lee, Big the Wolf, Marcus, all these guys play 4.
Alex Al,
All of them play 4.
you know. Will Jamerson, of course, Jamerson.
And it makes you learn, you know, who was it, late great architect Ludwig Mies-van-der-Rohe coined the phrase, less is more. That's why a lot of guys like Peter Erskine, the drummer, used to have a 5 or 6 BC. He whittled it down to a 3. Because now it's about the quality of the music. I don't need, if you got all that stuff, yeah, you're going to think of that. But if you just got minimalist stuff, that's going to make you think as a musician.
You got to be more creative.
Yes, within smaller parameters.
You got to be more creative. You got to be thinking, okay, where sometimes I have to look at, okay, all of these are 24 frets. If I'm playing a 4-string, most of the time it's only 21. And some are only 20. So now, what do I do? Because now I'm used to I'm used to going up above that. But look at Jocko, look at all of them guys who doing stuff and it's like, right. And they're doing stuff and it's sweet. But they're only doing it with 20 frets. It's all up here, right?
Yeah.
So it's what your mind can cause you to do with what you have. You know, like starting out. You know, like when you're starting out. We started out where if I popped the string, I didn't have no money to buy another string. So I had to learn how to play the song with 3 strings. Then a friend of mine told me, tie a knot in it, pull it, and tie it back up.
I don't have it on here, but on my guitar at home, I got an arch stop at home. I got the D string and the B string tied in a knot with another one.
See?
And it's still holding. But anyway, that was my question about all your bells and whistles.
And then basically,
before the 5 strings came out, it was a big thing because they didn't really have a pickup that could deliver the frequency range. They wanted to have the same pickup thing, but it wasn't delivering the total frequency spectrum of the 5 or the multiple string bass. But now, electronics are a lot more.
Right, well, hell, if you look at
and then they can even compensate for the extra mass that's going to take over the neck, because the neck is what transfers the energy, you know, back to the bridge to keep the string.
And then you got to have circuitry now that's going to handle that low bass frequency.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, if you look at cabinet manufacturers and speaker manufacturers, nobody actually makes a speaker that can handle a low B string. Nobody makes a speaker that goes down to 30.
David E is doing a good job.
Right there is a monster.
This is doing a job right
But
here.
if you look at the speaker rating, I'm talking strictly the speaker rating. Hertz that it's rated from.
But you
They
notice
only
on
go-
those 410s, you see how big the coil is on those 410s?
Yeah.
That's a big coil, man.
Right.
410 inch speaker.
Right. And
With bass, you
back
gotta
on
move a lot
that,
of air.
it goes down to 46 hertz. Because my Eden 115, I think, goes down to 42 hertz.
Right. Really?
And that's
And your low
it.
B goes to 30.
And the low B is a 30 hertz.
It's the cabinet.
I think Acme makes one that goes down to
Well, we have to
28 hertz.
Plus you have to keep in mind that we have alternating current. We're playing through alternating current, and it pulses at 60 cycles per second. And much of what you do is at 60 hertz.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that you get the 60 cycle hum, blah blah blah. I ain't heard nobody complain about 60 cycle hum in 5-10 years. I ain't heard nobody complain about it.
Yeah. All right, so
Now that we hijacked this interview.
But they'll show you this one of the best interviews.
Yeah.
Always
That did it.
I always have the right questions, though.
right, yeah.
But you know what?
He didn't mind because he got to play through the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's right. So people get to, so if you want to hire him, he is ready to be hired. We ready to see him doing the thing, and he do.
Although he says he's not a musician.
Right, he's not.
Yeah.
Okay, now, how did you find out about these little powwows that we have down here in the basement? How did you find out about them, James?
Well, through knowing these guys, and I guess little sprinklings of, they heard me do something, and they says, man, we got to get this guy out of his basement. So they got me from one basement to this basement. But no, I do get out. And I go to a lot of jam sessions. That's basically what I do. And Artifacts, Maggie McKay, I played with her, doing some things with that band. Kind of played around with a band called Quick Fix, and a lot of blues acts now and then. Just like I said, call me at the last minute. I come in, do the gig, I'm out.
Now, if we wanna contact you or hear some of your work, how could we do that? Because I heard you don't have a computer.
Well, I got a website. I mean, a log on. That's a cheap thing.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say a thing. Look at me. I ain't even.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have a computer.
You want to say something? I've been saying you're on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can contact me on j.formey1@aol.com.
Okay.
He's about to join up.
Well, I'm part of the bassplayer. Yeah, I'm in there. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I tried to use the application and send some of you guys an email through it, because it gives you a little envelope to tap into. And I think I sent either you or Canty an email, and then I said CCU and through BASSplayers.com. No, BASSplayers.com.
No, DetroitBassPlayers.com.
I'm usually, I can get on there. But
Okay, so you are a member of DetroitBassPlayers.com, right? For those of you who don't know, DetroitBassPlayers.com is a forum type place. Are you a member?
Yes,
of
sir.
DetroitBassPlayers.com? How about you?
Yes, I am.
.com?
I didn't even think about it. Get the headstock out of your face.
DetroitBassPlayers.com? Is that what that is?
No.
The website.
Oh, no, I'm not on that.
And on there you can also find these interviews that I do with all these Detroit bass players. And you can check out Pope's picks, because William Pope be checking out some fabulous bass stuff and sharing it with us. And a lot of other people do that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So man, all of that bass, who's some of your favorite bass players?
Well, right now, Teal Burbage, Michelle and Delagotello, Bishop Bono, of course the big three, SW, V, those guys. There's a range of them. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's a range of them. Whoever the bass player was for Ohio Players, he was a beast. He was a beast. James Brown's bass player,
who would you consider yourself? Because I mean, I know guys say that they don't. You may not try to sound like somebody, but it had to be somebody that had to be the person that you still go, you know what, that's who I kind of patterned my sound after, and then I found my sound from off of that. For me, the two that I have to say, and I always said, one was Geddy Lee and the other one was Lamont Johnson.
Another Detroit bass player.
Right. You know, so that was what I kind of around the way kind of pattern what I like sound. So who did you kind of pattern yourself after? If you think about it.
It's Shaka Khan's bass player back in the day, in the 70s.
Kevin last name.
No, I said Rufus and Shaka. Yeah, I can't think of it. You talking about with Rufus and Shaka.
I forgot Kevin's last name.
All right, so man, we ain't want to keep you, man.
You keep me all day, cause you better. I ain't gonna get out much again. I'm gonna lock it down. So.
Yeah, we just wanted to kick it with you, how you tell your story now.
Yep.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Because you know this is worldwide. Hanging out in Reggie's basement is this stuff getting seen on different planets now.
One thing I gotta say, and I do one-stop shopping. A lot of people tell you what they like, Thunder Funk, the whole nine. Know what you want. When I got into this, I bought one type of head. I'm a preamp, power amp guy. That thing will do anything. There's no restrictions on cabinets. You can go down to 2 ohm. You can mix cabinets. You're never restricted.
Who?
Anyone that's using a power amp preamp configuration.
Oh, okay.
Because your cabinets are configured on the power amp. Power amp can go down to 1 ohms. You can throw anything on there.
Right.
And then you can dial in and out your power rating from
Yeah,
that.
I just got a QSC power amp to
start
doing that.
So I'm running a David
They can run lower than 2? They run lower than 2 hours?
Yeah.
Well,
It'll go down, the lowest, your cabinet.
The low.
Yeah, but your power amp will have a 1 ohm. I mean,
Yeah, Crown makes one that'll go bridged at 2,000 watts at 4 ohms.
Yeah,
I used to have a Microtech.
say again?
I used to have a Microtech.
Right.
I got a couple of students.
It's just the only thing for me with that is just wait.
Yeah.
Wait. But
And
now
you know
they
what?
got better though.
You're absolutely right. But see, I'm not out there, huffing it. I get the last minute call. I put it on the hand cart. I'm rolling.
Well,
and in
look,
most cases,
we about to make you huffing.
oh, I know, man. And
so you can feel the funk.
And in you saying that,
I keep saying it.
what's funny is that, and I've seen nobody else use this. I got a Henry VIII 8x8 cabinet running through a Crest VS900 with the David Eaton preamp. And I had a steward of mine give me his whole touring cabinet, which is a 215 custom from 1960. Oh! So if you ever heard them two together, it is ridiculous. And the thing about it is with the preamp, I can biamp. So I can run stereo, do stuff, so I can get the Genki 15 sound out of, depending on how you dial it in and out. And then you got the punch from the 8s. I haven't seen anybody use any 8s either.
I got a couple of my low-down sound. My low-down sound cabinet was...
No, I don't even have to crossover. The preamp has it right there. You can dial it right in and out. You can go into stereo mode. See, that's the thing about it. With the preamp, everything is there. You don't have to get Sadowski boxes, this and that. Oh, that's another thing. When you go preamp, you don't have it. And thank you, my brother. Again, I went to check out foot pedals. Ooh, that's another dangerous thing, man. Yeah, I got
Jeff just left out of here. He didn't show it. I saw his pedal board when he left. He got a hell of a pedal board, man. You put some money into this thing.
Yeah, you can put $1,500 into it easy. Myself, I'm getting rid of it. I mean, this guy named Malcolm Hall, he plays Blue Record basses, and he shows you how you can dial in some of the effects with the David Eaton preamp. I went downstairs, gave it a try. I'm like, woo! There it is. I unhooked that pedal through that thing to the side.
Which preamp are you using? You using a Navigator?
WP100 Navigator, yep. And it's got...
That's an Eaton preamp, right?
Yeah, well, you can do that with the SWR preamp, which is a beast. And the SWR preamp is wonderful. It's got a sweet little reggae thing happening on it.
So you recommend a separate preamp and a separate power amp?
I do, because I don't want to go out here shopping for gear over and over and over, and I want to be done with it. So if anything comes up, it can do anything. And also, if you flatten it out, and I go with this flat, and they can just take the preamp out, take it into a studio, you can plug in that way. And if I want to dial something in with the preamp, so you're good to go.
Okay, man. Well, like I said, a half hour ago, I didn't want to keep you.
Oh, man, here we go. Notice I left my phone in the car, so.
You said rules are there because they're meant to be broken.
Yeah. We didn't break any, did we?
No.
We're still under 10 minutes?
I think you are almost neck and neck with
Mike Fredericks.
Man, it was nice talking to you and everything. Why don't you play us out, man?